Hello and good evening. I am Archibald Westminster, and I'm here to narrate you through the various processes we use to prepare you to become a volunteer in the children's ministry at Chesterfield Presbyterian Church. After you complete this process, you will be eligible to come alongside the entire team of wonderful volunteers who help to nurture the children of our church and community. We shall also, to instruct you in this process, follow a particular volunteer as he undergoes this process. Billy Joe.
Oh, Mr. Westcuster, I'm so excited to be part of this children's ministry thing here. We're just so excited, so excited.
Yes. Delightful. Well, I suppose there's nothing else for it. Shall we begin?
Yeah.
Right this way.
To begin with, a volunteer must have regular attendance at Chesterfield Presbyterian Church for at least 6 complete months. A volunteer must have had a legal background screening, utilizing nationwide databases containing criminal and employment records. They will also contain identification records and photos so that we may identify the volunteer. Volunteer candidates must have completed the detailed CPC Children's Ministry paid or volunteer application. This includes a personal commitment of integrity specifically regarding sexual conduct and purity. A volunteer must also allow for calls to personal references from employers, ministry leaders, and personal friends or relatives.
Hello. Yes, this is he. Billy Joe? Oh, that Billy Joe. One moment. I'm just looking for his file. Billy Joe's great. Yeah, no, he's great.
Hi, Mr. Billy Joe.
Howdy,
Welcome.
howdy. Good to see you, ma'am.
You too.
A personal interview with a CPC Children's Ministry staff person must be conducted to determine the appropriate area of service. It is very helpful to know a person's strengths and weaknesses so that they are not incorrectly placed.
Shall we?
All right.
So what do you like to do in your spare time, Billy?
Hunting. Love it. It's my most favoriteest thing. Taking a coon dog out and just squirrel or rabbit or deer, pretty much anything that moves, we'll hunt it. Except people, because it's illegal.
Well, all right. Do you have any siblings?
Oh, a whole mess of them. Got Gummy Sue and Curly and Cindy and Cletus. Got a bunch of like half brothers and sisters and such, but my youngest brother's Tom.
Tom. Okay, what do you do with your younger brother?
Hunt. Yeah.
Hunt.
Sometimes we'll give him a gun, but most of the time we just put him up with the dogs because he's got a really good smeller on him too. And so we just track him around and he'll find us something to shoot.
Do you do anything else besides hunting?
Well, once we're done hunting, we gotta clean whatever we shot and then eat it.
Ugh.
A volunteer must have specific training to their area of ministry.
Welcome to training day, where I separate the men from the boys. Now drop and give me 20. That's right. Do it right. You can't call that a push-up. That's no. That's a girl push-up. Son, I thought you wanted this. I thought you wanted to be in ministry. I thought you wanted to help the children. Apparently you don't want to help them bad enough because all you want to do is lay on the ground and take a nappy nap. That's all you want to do.
Although tiresome, boring, and just overall weird, the training is very necessary to becoming a part of the CPC Children's Ministries staff. But once completed, you are well on your way to becoming a volunteer.
Son, I seen better climbing out of a squirrel with a spinal injury. What do you call that? I call that baby crawling. That's not even climbing. What are you, an infant? Are you a child? What's wrong with you?
And now I would like to invite our contestant back in, Billy Joe. Congratulations, Billy Joe. You've done everything required to become a volunteer in CPC Children's Ministry. But before we get you volunteering, there are certain steps you must become acquainted with. Let's give him a moment's respite while we take a look at those ourselves.
Each family with children in the children's ministries of Chesterfield Presbyterian Church must have completed a registration card giving such information as the age of the children, parental information, allergy alerts, special instructions, and emergency contact numbers. During class time, we require all adults in the children's area to be identified by name badge. Staff should be able to identify visitors according to their badges. Parents and guardians will be given an identification card when their child is dropped off at class. This identification card will allow them to retrieve the child at the end of class time. When parents or guardians bring a child to the nursery, they will be required to complete a sign-in procedure that involves the location of the parent, allergy alerts for the child, and other important information and instructions for the child's care and comfort. Parents or guardians picking up a child from the nursery are only permitted to do so if the child's name tag correctly corresponds to that parent or guardian. This ensures that children are picked up by the appropriate parent or guardian. All of the volunteer and paid staff of the children's ministries must adhere to the two-person rule, which states simply that regardless of the amount of children in a given room or area, there must be at least 2 adults in that room or area at all times. In the rare cases of an emergency, or in the case of a disconsolate child, pages will be made to alert parents to the necessity of their presence to calm and attend to their child. During the class and service times, random tours of the church will be conducted by deacons and other officers to ensure the safety of the building and the children in our care. It is also necessary for staff members that are familiar with security and safety issues to be placed in proximity to the nursery, preschool, and grade school rooms. Closed-circuit security cameras are placed throughout the children's area for added security. These cameras' footage is reviewed regularly by children's and pastoral staff.
Be assured that throughout this process, all of your confidential information, the forms you fill out, and the background check information is reviewed only by children's ministry staff. We keep it confidential. It will be filed in the CPC Children's Ministry offices, and your personal information will be kept safe. Now that we have taken care of these necessary steps, let's invite our contestant, Billy Joe, back into the process after his brief respite. Billy Joe, good to have you here. Are you ready to complete the process and become that which you've spent these many long hours of preparation?
I guess so, but I don't know what I'm...
That's excellent news, Billy. We are going to have you become a part of this team that helps to faithfully nurture the children into a respectful and faithful relationship with the Lord. But of course, we live in a broken world, Billy. That means that occasionally we must use discipline to correct the missteps and mistakes of the children in our ministry. But remember, discipline must always take place in the context of a loving relationship. Are you ready to get started, Billy?
I guess so, but I still don't.
Excellent! Let's get started.
Respect is the essential issue of discipline, and while we would like for our children to not engage in disrespectful behavior, ignoring such behaviors is not the answer. Ignorance is not only unloving, but it is not acting in the child's best interest. The first step in discipline is setting practical expectations for the children to follow, as we must respect the children while they in turn respect us. When a child commits a first offense, offer the child an opportunity to correct the behavior by choosing his consequence. Do this as discreetly as possible so as not to shame him. In the event of a second offense, it is time to notify the parent or guardian of that child. Once again, give the child an opportunity to choose the consequence. In the event of a more serious or disrespectful action, the child's parent or guardian must be notified, and a conversation with the teacher must take place before that child may attend class or activities again. If inappropriate behavior continues beyond the third offense, the ministry staff will need to discuss the child and how to best deal with the situation.
Well, now we have seen all that is necessary for you to become part of the team of volunteers in the CPC Children's Ministries. Let us keep in mind that the model for our discipline is the discipline the Lord gives to His own children, to us, and this always happens within the context of loving relationship. I am Archibald Westminster. Thank you for watching. Good night.